Major breaking news here this morning that no one saw coming. Todd Gilliland will drive the number 34 car this year. Well, I guess this hat's outdated now. On the bright side, this hat isn't outdated. But yes, that actually was a little bit unexpected. There was expected to be a number switch up at front row, but we didn't know who was going to be who. Anyways, let's get to the main topic now. RFK, worst kept secret in the garage. It's official now. Just became official this morning. Ryan Preece will join the team, and he will drive a third RFK car, and it will be the number 60. Now, Ryan Preece, of course, has spent a lot of time at Stewart-Haas Racing. Well, last 3 years, I think, at Stewart-Haas Racing. Of course, was their last driver in the number 41 car. He's driven at JTG Doherty Racing. He's done some truck series races. He's raced in Xfinity some. But Ryan Preece is finally going to be at what I would consider a pretty solid team. When he showed up to Stewart-Haas, it was kind of on their decline, on their downfall. When he was at JTG Doherty, it was when they could only win at super speedways. Well, I guess that's still the case. But anyways, the point being that this is a big opportunity for Ryan Preece. And of course, Kroger is coming on board to sponsor RFK Racing. Kroger had previously been with JTG Doherty Racing, actually, when both Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece, who are now RFK drivers, they sponsored them there. So let's read a couple statements, shall we? Beginning with the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series racing season, Kroger will move its primary sponsorship to Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. In addition, RFK Racing will begin fielding a third Ford Mustang in 2025 with Ryan Preece joining the team to pilot the number 60 Kroger, and nearly 20 brands will appear across the RFK Racing cars of Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, and Preece throughout the season. The Kroger Racing program, in collaboration with participating brands, has been a successful staple in Kroger's portfolio for more than a decade, said Aaron Sanchez, Vice President of Grocery for Kroger. We're very excited to be teaming up with RFK Racing and know having 3 drivers as members of the Kroger Racing family will be an added benefit for all our brands involved in the program. The opportunity to utilize multiple drivers in their marketing strategies, both in our stores and within their merchandising initiatives, is something we're all looking forward to with the start of the 2025 season. Kroger's relationship with JTG Doherty Racing and most recently Ricky Stenhouse Jr. have really been something special, said Brent Cox, Director of Health and Baby Care for Kroger. Everyone at Kroger and all our participating sponsors with the team and Ricky, nothing but the best, and thank them for all they've done for us over the years. We are excited to continue working with Tad and Jody Geschechter through their marketing firm BAM, which is Brand Activation Maximizer, as we move into this new chapter with RFK Racing. BAM will continue to represent the Kroger Racing program, and we know it's in good hands with their team. And Steve Newmark, who's the RFK president, said, "We're thrilled to formally and publicly announce our expansion plans and the next step in our evolution at RFK. First, we'd like to thank Kroger and the vision of Tad and Jody, without which we wouldn't be in the position of growing with a third car in 2025 and beyond. Their commitment to us on behalf of Kroger has not only allowed us to fulfill our growth objectives in ways we've long desired, but also to continue to push the envelope when it comes to finding the competitive edge needed to compete at the top level of NASCAR." Second, Ryan Preece, who we identified from day one when discussing this third entry, and his young talent from the grassroots level all the way up to the Cup Series is something that excites us moving forward. On behalf of the entire team at RFK, we can't wait to roll out the number 60 with Ryan Preece and our larger Kroger partnership, encompassing all 3 of our Ford Mustangs in 2025. So yes, it was long anticipated that Kroger would be leaving JTG Doherty Racing, the Geschechter part of the team. There would be an ownership change there, and as a result, they would be taking Kroger with them. The initial reports back in April, May, I think, maybe, said JGR, but then it ended up being RFK by July. Anyways, yes, this has been reported on since like July. So it's no real shock that this news happened. It's been asked for months directly to Brad Keselowski by Bob Pockrass, and Brad has refused to confirm it. But yes, it's been one of the worst kept secrets in the garage this year. But yes, it's official now that Ryan Preece is joining RFK Racing. And RFK Racing, they are on an upward trajectory. Remember, just a few years ago, they could only win on super speedways with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They've made changes in ownership. They've added Brad Keselowski. The next gen era hit. They signed Chris Buescher to a long-term extension. Buescher won 3 races last season, and then Brad Keselowski won this season. So both cars have made the playoffs recently. Both cars have won recently. And now they're going to expand. And obviously, expansion can't happen unless you have money coming in from a sponsor. And Kroger, that fit perfectly for the team. Big name sponsor who will sponsor the majority of your races comes in, gives you a lot of money. And it's not just them. They have a bunch of brands. You know, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he rarely runs the same paint scheme because it's all these other products that Kroger sells that will sponsor the car each week. Whether it's Kleenex, Clorox, Coca-Cola, muffins, other brand, Cheez-It, I don't know. So, yeah, they're going to have a lot of money coming in, and that was enough for them to say, okay, we can hire people to run a third car. We can hire a third driver. Now we got to get the charter. The charter came from Rick Ware Racing. They are leasing a charter from Rick Ware Racing. So Rick Ware Racing, the next question that every time there's an answer to something, it opens up a new question. And this answer, which is RFK expanding to a third car, and another answer, how did they get that third car, Rick Ware Racing, opens a question. What is Rick Ware Racing going to do next year? Are they obviously have to have one full-time car. Are they going to do one driver with that full-time car? Are they going to split drivers with that full-time car? And then will they do 2 cars? Will they have an open car? Will they run that open car every week? Will there be a part-time open car? A lot of questions for Rick Ware Racing, actually, now that I think about it. But anyways, yes, Kroger, a longtime partner of JTG Doherty, leaving for RFK Racing. And once again, as I said earlier, they have had a previous relationship with Ryan Preece, with Chris Buescher when they were at JTG Doherty Racing. And obviously they liked the drivers. They liked what RFK was presenting. And as for Ryan Preece, this is as I said earlier, this is going to be the biggest opportunity in his Cup Series career. Previously at Stewart-Haas Racing. Stewart-Haas Racing, not a great few years here. Now, I will say Preece actually didn't have a bad finish to his season. He had 3 top 10s in the playoffs at Watkins Glen, Bristol, and Homestead. So Preece is a decent driver. It's just that we haven't really got to see the equipment yet. I know it's not the flashiest hire, obviously, when you look at the NASCAR Cup Series. Not a lot of people are going to say, oh, we're going to open up a third team. And a lot of people, I don't think, would say Ryan Preece. So once again, it's not the flashiest hire, but he's a decent driver, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to prove himself in winning equipment. And RFK, as of recently, they've proven that they have winning equipment. They had 2 wins this year. They had 3 last year. They had a win in 2022. They've yet to go a season in the next gen era without winning. So they're probably going to win next year. I would expect Keselowski to win, Buescher to win. Preece, I don't know. If we're being realistic, a third team, maybe it takes some time to get to know each other. RFK, stretching its resources now. Maybe in the short term, it hurts the team just a tad. I'm not saying they're going to tank and be running like 28th in the points, but maybe it just hurts a little bit. But in the long term, I think that's the goal here. In the long term, I think it's going to be a big positive, and we'll see how it ends up going. Expectations for next year for Ryan Preece. I mean, obviously winning a race, you want to do that when you're at RFK now, because I think that is the expectation. But once again, it's a first year. It's an unknown. I think 15th to 20th in the points is realistic for Ryan Preece. Winning a race, he could win a super speedway, obviously, but Ryan Preece is known for being a great short track racer. He's done great in the New England area at some of the, I think it's late modified stuff. So he's won a pole at Martinsville before. He's done a bunch of laps there. So I say the short tracks and super speedways are Preece's best opportunities to win a race potentially if we still have winning year in next year. But As for the rest of RFK, I think we know the expectations there. And then the next question that gets opened up with this decision is, what happens to stage 60? They had this thing called stage 60, where the 60 car was a part-time car, and that's where they put some fun drivers in there. David Reagan, they did in the Daytona 500, Cam Waters at Sonoma. Then, they put Joey Hand at Chicago. Joey Hand finished in the top 5, by the way. So what happens to that? Is stage 60 just dead? It only lived for 1 year? Or are they going to have a 4th part-time car and it'll be like the stage, I don't know, 57 or something? Just saying. I'm asking the questions here. I don't know. But yes, big news in the NASCAR world. It wasn't really a shock because it's been reported on since, as I said, the summer. So, not too shocking. The Todd Gilliland news, he's going to be in the 34 car now. He's going to get sponsorship from Love's. Don't know what the other numbers are going to be. Could be 36, could be 38, could be 4. I don't know, but thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Any other news that comes out, I will do my best to get to you. It's the off season. We got the Las Vegas Grand Prix. I'll do some posts on that because I have some questions for you, the people, on what you want me to do. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.